It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas everywhere you go.
He's too much this morning.
It snowed. All right, everybody, guess what? It's Thursday. It is January 28th. We're finally at the very end of January, and it snowed.
It did.
Enjoy loves snow. It's going to be so controversial today because some of you guys hate snow. Some of you guys love snow. This is worse than a mask. This is worse than a president. This is worse than a vaccine. Some of you people hate snow.
Wow.
And we're going to talk about it.
Okay. You are going there. Holy cow.
So, hey, yesterday I came live from the YMCA from a meeting.
So are you sporting and supporting the YMCA mug this morning?
I got YMCA mug.
There you go. And it's our favorite colors of green and like that's our church colors. And then why can't I ever get the camera right? So take life one cup at a time,
and then yesterday.
Sometimes you need that. One day at a time.
Let me see this.
You don't want to what?
I don't want to get anybody in trouble.
But?
Because I don't know if there's a proper dress code. But I text Blake Fairchild yesterday. He's the YMCA executive director. And I said, our security cam picked this up. Mailman repping the Y.
That's awesome. If it's,
you can get these hats at the Y desk. And my mail carrier is wearing one, so
that's awesome.
That's funny.
You know what? Like, if you are judgmental on somebody that is out carrying your mail through tons of snow and freezing cold temperatures, like
I don't know if judgmental. No, their boss may say it's interesting. Well,
it's cold.
Could you wear a Carl parka?
I'm not Carl. That's not a competitor. That's not a competitor they probably shouldn't wear a FedEx. If you're a post office worker, you probably shouldn't wear FedEx or UPS. And so I couldn't wear the opposite of what I do. But if today I'm out, and it's going to be very, very cold, I'm going to be outgoing. They would not be mad if I wore, I don't know, like a YMCA hat. They would not be mad about that.
In the church world, it's kind of funny. We're like, because I love Jeremy and Josh. I should never wear a Truth and Grace shirt.
Yeah. Well, you could totally wear other ministry.
But why are we getting on it?
I have no idea.
Mail carriers have uniforms. I didn't want to get.
They don't have uniforms when it's
it's okay.
10 degrees.
It's okay.
You brought it up.
I just showed Blake a picture of our security cam, and I thought it was awesome that I saw the YMCA in my picture. That's it.
You went there.
I just didn't want to put it online because I wasn't sure. So yesterday I didn't post yesterday like, hey, gotcha. YMCA. All right. But then I shared it today. So anyway, hey, hello everybody. What's up, Chuck? Good morning. You shouldn't say up, Chuck, at the same time. What's up, Chuck? Sorry about that. Good morning. Kendra Jones in the house. Well, not in our house, but she's watching. It is, what a day. Nancy, good morning.
You kind of
Tanya, good morning. Sean, good morning. I've been up for a while. John, well, I woke right up. Good morning, morning. Angie, good morning.
Wear your cuddle duds. Ladies.
What are cuddle duds?
They're ladies' long johns. Wear your long johns, men. Cuddle duds.
Has anyone out there ever heard?
Yes.
I'm asking them a question.
They will. Okay, back me up, ladies. It's ladies' long johns. Check them.
Has anyone ever heard the cuddle duds? I've heard milk duds.
No.
Cuddle duds.
Yeah.
Up, May.
I love snow too, May.
And good morning,
yep.
Scott.
It was a little bit dicey out there yesterday driving, but
hey, Chris, where's Pam? Is she out making snow angels
in the sand? Yep.
Brian, good morning.
Has anyone heard of cuddle duds? Come on, guys.
Well, we haven't gotten
ladies.
that far. Oh, here we go.
See, backing me up. Oh, yeah, they love them. They not only know
what they
know. Your sister.
Because this is the first time I've ever heard the word cuddle duds.
Got them on today because it's going to be out.
Can you show everybody?
No, thank you. So you learned something today.
Oh, dear.
What did you do?
I don't know. Mess something up, everybody.
There you go.
Cuddle duds. I don't.
So what do you want to talk about today?
Well, first of all, before we go into the highly controversial snow conversation, which I didn't get a chance to say hi to everybody and throw the names up there. But yesterday, the IHSA released that sports are a go for regions that are open, and our region is open. And so I'm supporting the old Matt Duke football and sweatshirt hat because our boys start practicing. They have a meeting today. And according to the press release, they start practicing early March with a game in March.
With a game 2 weeks later.
It has snowed in March before down here. So it'll be interesting. But anyway, totally excited for the students, like not for us. In fact, they will be very limited, like how many people can go watch all these games. But for these students, especially like seniors, like I'm not speaking just on behalf of Dakota, but there's some people that would just really love to put their basketball jersey on one more time.
Yeah.
Anyway, so very excited about high school sports in our area. So
I think it's, for me, and I'm speaking as a parent, I think it's a little bit of closure, like for their senior year, and it's like so much has changed, so it's kind of nice that with ISHA they're going to get to.
That's right, Brian.
Put it back on, put the uniform back on, have a little bit of a closure on something that they've been a part of for like 4 years. So.
Heidi says Cuddle Does is a brand.
It is.
Well, I've never. What are Long Johns? That's a donut.
Well, that's like milk. Like you have different brands of milk.
Long John's. Are Long John's a brand, as I'm asking? Or is it just like...
Was it a brand that then became I don't know. I don't know that. But Cuddle Duds are a brand.
It only snows once a year. We don't have a bunch of... Okay, so it did snow. She loves snow. Her parents grew up in Michigan. That's why she is going to love snow. If you're curious on the weather, so just if you hate the snow, well... Today it's going to stick around because it's like at 8 a.m. when you guys get out of your house, maybe 10 a.m. It's only 10 degrees. It's going to warm up to a balmy 27 though, so don't worry about that.
I'm excited. I get to be out today.
Yeah,
I'm really excited about that.
Yeah,
I like driving around in it.
And then the next few days though, gonna get yucky. Like yucky is in like slushy yucky because it's 38 degrees, 39 with rain, 39. The weekend is going to be wet and slushy. Yeah, I know. So the beautiful snow today.
Yeah.
And then Joy, you woke up and said, "Oh, I saw all these moms on Facebook playing with their kids."
I did.
Well,
there was babies.
You were winning.
There were babies that were like, "Oh, it's their first snow and stuff," and I'm like, "Oh, like we were really crazy busy and all that," and so we did not get out in the snow to play yesterday, and that was a bummer.
So according to our Life 360, we're not positive on this, but our son.
We had a little late night.
We think our son was out till 2 a.m. Working and plowing snow.
We probably just lost some parent credit there.
Are you kidding me? That dude made bank.
Well, I know, but the fact that we didn't know what time he came back in.
He didn't stay up till 2 a.m.
We were in communication with him.
We texted him and said, the back door is unlocked. So lock it when you come in. And I thought he was going to come home around 11. And then I woke up this morning and Joy said, I think it was around 2 when they finally got home plowing.
But I was super proud of him for working.
So I got to brag on him. I followed because he's on Life 360. I followed him. Riley and I found him in the Jeep. This dude's driving like this massive 1-ton truck with a big saw on the back and plowing and everything. And I'm like, he's got a real job. Like, that's
compared to what was your first job?
My very first job in middle school is delivering newspapers.
Oh.
I had a newspaper out.
Okay.
I had a newspaper out, and I was up at 5:30 in the morning throwing newspapers.
Did you go by yourself, or did your parents take you?
No, at first it was me and Jeff Clarkson. We split the route.
Okay.
And then I took a route by myself, and if it was bad weather, my dad would get up, and he would drive the car, and I would run and back and forth.
Gotcha.
So, and then I quit that thing. It's like, but that was a pretty good, being like a 9th grader and 8th grader.
Yeah.
Get up. Anyway, I love the snow too. I didn't used to love snow. When I married Joy, I grew up.
He was a bah humbug.
I was a Spencer.
Yep.
And the
His bah humbug.
Spencers don't love snow because my dad worked out in construction all the time, and to him, snow was a cold work day, and he wasn't excited about a cold work day.
For us, it was a play day. Like when it snowed big and like school shut down, the Frankfurters loaded up and left to go play.
So what are some things locally you guys would do?
So my parents were pretty famous for loading up and going to Shelbyville when everything was like white out, and going to the big hill so that you could have a good ride down.
Hold on. Chuck says his dad used to drive him. I've heard those stories. That might be a little more true than he may have drove me more than I walked. That's a possibility. But he didn't get out of the car. I'm the one that had to run up and down to the house.
Dad still helped you. So.
Yes, he
anyway,
did.
so my parents we would head for Shelbyville. We've also been known to go and crash at somebody's house and say, hey, come out and build a snow fort with us. We've done that.
Okay, so one time we went out to Brett and Lisa Bond's house because, they had the big farm area where we could play in the snow.
Huge snow fort.
And this was a weird late snow, like early March snow. Mm-hmm. And Brett's a farmer. And if you're a farmer, like snow in March, you're ready to just get going. And so we all land in their backyard and we're so excited.
We're like, come play.
And we get in there and he's wearing shorts and a t-shirt, probably doing some bills or whatever. And he will not come out and we can't get him to come out. So we spent like 3 hours and we scooped the snow and we put like a 6-foot pile of snow right behind his garage door.
I don't even remember that.
I totally remember this.
I don't remember that.
Yeah, so when the door goes up, there's this massive pile
that wasn't very nice.
I think we moved it.
That wasn't very nice.
We were just trying to get him to come out and play in the snow.
My parents also, so this probably is not like kosher with OSHA, but my parents would also take the truck out in the country and hook the toboggan up behind it. And we would go for a ride.
Yeah.
A fast ride. A really fast ride.
So when I went to Michigan with you a couple of times when we were engaged, it was snow around Christmas, and then it was snowmobiles, and it was walk down the river.
Yep.
I mean, it was outdoor snow. If you could be out in it, you were out in it.
Because my grandparents lived at a place where the snow would land on top of their roof, and you had to shovel off the snow, or it would cave in the roof eventually.
Yes.
So we would be up there shoveling that off. That was a lot of crazy fun.
We
would jump off the roof.
No, we have never rode on the hood. Chuck,
no, I haven't done that.
You're lucky to be alive, man. So I remember your dad and uncle and a couple of people up on your grandparents' roofs, scooping the snow off the roof. Mm-hmm. And I got up to the roof line to where you have to get off the ladder onto the roof. And
Did you chicken out?
I chickened out.
You didn't go?
No, I climbed back down the ladder.
Wow, you were a lot of help.
I was no help. I dealt with the sidewalks.
Oh, that was noble of you.
I was way too.
We were up there as kids, jumping off the roof into snowbanks, because it was a single story house. So I mean, you weren't jumping that far, but they were so high.
Yeah.
So and then I'm gonna tell my dad. So my grandparents had they lived in the woods, and so they had a deck that would have been like a single story deck, but with probably 4 or 5 stories.
I remember.
And so we got so much snow, and my grandpa was sitting at his back window, which was this huge picturesque window out into the woods. And my dad loved to get my grandpa, really, really do something that made my grandpa go, poke his buttons. And so my grandpa's sitting there drinking coffee. My dad's
looking out over the pine trees and the snow's falling.
My dad's out there on the snowmobile, and my dad takes the snowmobile up the stairs because there was so much snow, and drove it right across the deck, right across in front of my grandpa. Waved at him and kept going. I thought my grandpa was gonna choke on his coffee.
Rode
and my
the
grandpa
snowmobile up onto the deck.
Yeah, that just about caused my grandpa to choke on his coffee, and he liked his coffee. He knew how to drink it. So. All right.
That's
so go play in the snow.
So if you hate the
warm.
snow, grab coffee. I totally understand that. And
you can grab coffee with him or go play in the snow with me.
Yeah. In fact, but things changed when I got a Jeep.
You like to go.
Last night, me and Riley were going everywhere in the Jeep. We may have done a couple donuts. But I didn't do any donuts at the Fields Church parking lot, but when I got there, someone had. So who's been in the church parking lot doing donuts? It wasn't me. I went there to scoop the sidewalks.
That's a little bit of a part of learning how to drive them.
Doing donuts?
Well, learning how to steer in and out of spins.
Yeah, until you spin into one of my light poles.
I've never done that.
Anyway. Okay, so remember we're doing Bible plans, so you can do Bible plans or whatever, but my particular plan that I'm doing, this is a 1 year, read the Bible an entire year. It'll get me to, I'm toward the end of Matthew, and it's the story of the rich man who Jesus says, he's like, so what do I need to do to get saved? And he goes like, go sell all your stuff.
Okay.
And so do you want to recap the story as I'm pulling up, like just like the
I'm not sure exactly where you're
no, just
going
like
with
that. Just tell like that part of the story, and I'll share this.
What is it again? What story are you telling? The rich man who wants to get into heaven? Is that the one?
Yeah, Jesus said, "Go sell it."
Is that Nicodemus?
Oh, I forgot. So, hold on a second. I had a picture of Joy.
I'm not sure whether to be flattered or just.
Yeah, she's like the queen of Let It Snow.
You can sing that?
No.
You're not going to sing Let It Snow? I think you should. Okay.
No. Okay, Matthew chapter 19. So they're having this situation is someone trying to get themselves into heaven and trying to figure it out. And he had a lot of money, and it was
Sorry, I didn't have context.
Where Jesus was saying it's really hard to get into heaven, and he says you got to go sell everything. And it wasn't really about selling everything at all. It was about where's your heart, and are you willing to sacrifice and give up everything? And so the disciples are like processing all this. I'm like, gee, many Christmas, Jesus, like you just told this guy to get rid of everything. So, and he doesn't say that to everyone, just this particular one. He wanted to like prove this point. It's like, it's really not about what you have to get yourself into heaven. It's about what you're willing to, receive. And so it actually says that, and this is Matthew chapter 19. The disciples were astounded at this story. And they said, then who in the world can be saved? They asked. And Jesus looked at them intently and said, humanly speaking, it's impossible. But with God, everything is possible. And he's really talking about our journey to heaven and like knowing that we're reunited with God. It's humanly speaking, it's impossible. You can't do enough good deeds. You can't sell enough of your stuff. You can't give everything to charities. That's what it's not about. He said, really, it's not about anything you can do as a human. It's what God can do. And he's really talking about the forgiveness and the grace that only God. Now, the Message version, which is a paraphrase version by Eugene Peterson, says, then, and the disciples are asking, then who has any chance at all at this? And I like how he said it. Jesus looked hard at them and said, no chance at all if you think you can pull it off yourself. If you think you can pull it off yourself, you don't have a chance to get to heaven. Every chance in the world if you trust God to do it. And so I love that today. If you're even struggling with like, am I saved or I'm not saved? What's it look like? And it's like, it's not about like how many good things you've done. Like, please don't believe that salvation is on this scale of if I do more good than bad, I'm in. It has nothing to do with have I done more good than bad. It's not that teeter-totter scale of as long as the good outweighs the bad. It's all about because one little ounce of bad separates us from God.
And all of us have done it.
And we're all separated from God. So it's not about good or bad. It's about our heart, and it's about following God. It's about asking Jesus to come in, forgive us of our sins. And it's all about what he has done on the cross, not what we have done. So if you went and shoveled your neighbor's walk thinking I'm getting points, it's really not about that. It's about what Jesus has done, and he paid the ultimate price. And so humanly speaking, we don't have a chance to get to heaven. Because of Jesus, we have not just a chance, but we have a promise.
Which I think actually, which is a pretty amazing, because in the big picture, when I think about it, that can be a little bit intimidating to think there's nothing that I have that I can do to make a difference. But in the big picture, thank goodness it's not dependent on me at all, because of the fact that I really don't have anything to offer that would make the difference. So
read, if you want to read that today, it's one of the stories in Matthew 19. And it is Thursday tomorrow, Friday, heading into the weekend. It's going to be a great day tomorrow. Yep. And go fix yourself some coffee. Go play in the snow.
Dress warm. It's cold out there. It feels like -6.
Joy.
What?
What should they wear?
Cuddle duds. If you're a lady. If you're a guy, that's really weird. So wear your long johns or cuddle duds.
Can I try on your cuddle duds?
No. Have a good day.
Cuddle duds.